All right, what is going on today, guys? Finally got the car back. Actually, well, it's been back for about a week now. I've had it back, but I haven't had time to make a video. Good news and bad news. I am going to be keeping the car, which is good news. The bad news is everything that he did do to it actually didn't fix it. It improved it, but what he did actually didn't fix it. What's actually wrong with it is my computer's bad in the computer. And I'll tell you just in a second exactly why he thinks it's a computer. But before we get into that, recently I was driving it actually last night, and when I was driving it, this hood's so heavy. When I was driving it, sorry, the camera's gonna be all over the place. But if you look down there, you can probably see some coolant. Well, that hose right in there was leaking. So me and my dad just replaced that hose. We had to get, like, you know, they cut the hose and we had to put it on, but that was actually a little bit of a pain in the ass. We had to take the alternator, we had to remove the alternator. We didn't take it out, but we had to move it, undo all the bolts for like the bracket for it, where all the coil packs go, move that out of the way. It was really hard also, like, pushing it on too. It did not want to go on, but that was a little bit of a challenge. We're probably doing that for 2 hours, but that's done now. Actually, no, probably wasn't 2 hours, but whatever. It was around that time. I recently installed the stereo back up. Now I have a video of me doing that. It's going to be like a time-lapse video. Right now my computer is being a piece of junk, and it doesn't want to, like, not upload, but doesn't want to import videos that are over like 17 minutes long. I mean, the video wasn't going to be 17 minutes long. It's going to be like a time lapse, so it would have been shorter than that. But overall, my total footage of recording, you know, I probably have like an hour of recording. But like I said, my computer doesn't want to accept any of it, so I don't know. I got to get that figured out, but that's besides the point. All right, now I'm going to show you what got replaced with my transmission. I'm not going to show you my paperwork because then you'll see my name and everything, but this right here is the solenoid shutter, no, the solenoid torque converter lockup. This is what he thought was causing my car to act the way it is, like when you accelerate or whatever, or even just it's for whatever reason it was right turns, but make it right turns and accelerate, it like vibrates and hesitates and like kind of bucks. He thought this was originally the problem. Usually it is. And how you can actually kind of diagnose this being the issue, I gotta pop the hood again. I'll show you. I should just let this freaking hood open. But if you look, probably can't hear me. Yeah, I gotta put this, I'll just keep the hood up. But if you look down here, see how this isn't connected? See how this is just dangling here? Okay, when you plug that in, that's what causes, when you plug it in, that's what causes the torque converter lockup to go on, because this is only a 3-speed transmission. With that, it kind of puts it into an overdrive. Even though it doesn't technically have overdrive, when you plug it in, the torque converter goes into lockup and you get better fuel mileage, because in a sense it kind of goes into overdrive. So that's pretty much what that is. So when he unplugged that, it started driving fine, and when it was plugged in, it was all act up, which is why he thought it was, you know, this part right down here. But after replacing that, it was still doing it. Now when he was in there, he also replaced what does it say on here? And then he also replaced the pressure switch valve body or something, which is this right here. He replaced that. He said this probably wouldn't have been the issue, but he said it was bad. I forget, he tested it and said it wasn't working, it was bad, so we just replaced it anyway. It was like 30 bucks for this, so I don't really care about that, but so that's that there. But after he replaced these two things, it was still doing it after he plugged it in. So he's like, okay, well, you know, what could be going on here? he ran a scanner on it, like a whole entire system scanner. If you don't know, these are OBD1, by the way. These aren't OBD2. This car 92 is an OBD1. But he ran a scanner on it, and he's coming up code 26, which is a quad drive module. Now, he explained that to me, but what that quad drive module is it has something with the computer. And what he was telling me is the computer is saying that it picks it up like it's there, but it says it's off, even though in his system it says it's turned on. I forget, but it's saying that it's turned on, but in reality it's off and he can't turn it on. So he thinks my computer is defective on it. So that's why I need to get a new computer for this. Now, he said a new computer's probably like around like $100, maybe like 150 bucks. So I'll look into that in the future. I'm not going to do it right now, right this second, but in the future I'm definitely going to look at getting a computer, because I want to just get my you know, the torque converter, not the torque converter, the yeah, I guess like the torque converter lock up. I don't know, I forget. It's kind of complicated when it comes to transmissions and stuff. That's above my you know, knowledge of cars. But he said pretty much my transmission is running at like 80%. If I want to get the full 100% effectiveness of it, I'll have to plug that back in and get the, you know, the torque converter to lock up like it should be. But it still drives, you know, perfectly fine. I mean, I had it all the way up to 85 and it'll still driving pretty good. I just won't get, you know, full fuel economy with it being the way it is. But I mean, that's pretty much that. I'll show you my amp and sub and everything that I hooked up, that I did it like, I literally got this done, me and my friend, we got it done at like 2:30 in the morning. I'm out here 2:30 in the morning doing this, but there it is. It's a Rockford Fallskate P3, 10-inch sub, and this is a Kenwood. I could not tell you what kind. What's the model number? KAC 9105D. It's an 1800 watt amp. This is a custom built box. If you look, it's all messed up. I had to rip this off in order to get the sub in. So eventually I'll have to get the staples to staple that back up. But that's the box there. You know, it sounds pretty good. I was having a problem with my ground. I just fixed it. So here's the ground right here. There's the ground, but I just scraped the paint off here. That way it gets a better ground. The ground kept going out, so I had to just fix that. That wasn't too long. It literally took me 5 minutes. But yeah, so far it's you know, it's coming along. I mean, considering this car's been sitting for as long as it has, and I mean, I've been driving. I haven't been driving every day. I've only been driving like once or twice a week. But I mean, it seems to be doing all right. I mean, I have had issues like the coolant hose, but I mean, it's getting there. You know, there's going to be issues to be expected with it. I'm sure there's going to be something else that goes wrong with it. Another future thing for it is it needs new window motors. The driver's side's perfect because I did that before I took the car off the road. I got a new motor for the window. This one's very slow. It works. It goes up and down. It's just slow. This one I don't think works at all. I think this door is completely dead. And this one, I think it will go down a little tiny bit and then it stops. And then you have to wait like literally a day. Like you have to wait like the next day, and then you'll get just enough juice. If you like put your hand on and push it up, you'll get enough to be able to get it up. But it's, you know, that's another issue with the car that I'll eventually address. There's another issue I have with it. The mirror here, some, you know, kids in where I used to live, they smashed my mirror. I don't think they knew it was my car, but you know, we used to live by a bar, so it was either probably like a drunk or some, you know, douchebag kid. I didn't, you know, where I grew up, I wasn't like a bad neighborhood, but there's a lot of like douchebag kids, which is put it like that. Like a lot of kids that I graduated with, a lot of them are all like drug addicts now, but that's besides the point. But I mean, it's slowly getting there. Like I said, I'll have to eventually get the tranny, like the computer addressed, and hopefully that will fix the whole transmission issue. But I mean, it wasn't too expensive to get everything done. That guy that did everything, all the work on it, he charged me $300. And I'm not like mad that he didn't like fix the problem, because it's really not his fault. I mean, what he replaced, it made sense. It just so happens that I have a faulty computer. I mean, literally the only electronic part in my transmission is that. That's literally the only electronic part of my transmission. So if he replaced those 2 parts and it's still not acting right, it has to be the computer. There's nothing else that it could be. Especially, like I said, when he scanned it, it was coming up, you know, code 26 or whatever, and it said that it was on, but it wasn't on. So I think actually what may have roasted my computer is my amp and sub. I think it might have caused some damage to my computer. But who knows? I mean, it could be a number of things. But I mean, it's pretty much just a little follow-up video here. I did say I was gonna make another video. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, here she is. I mean, I've been driving. Hopefully, I don't have too many more issues with it. I was debating on taking it kind of a little bit of like a road trip, but I'm not comfortable enough yet to do that. I need to drive it more and really get more familiar with it and make sure the car's solid, because when cars sit for a while, things just happen to them, you know? So, but here she is, guys, slowly coming along, and you know, eventually it should be 100%, just like, you know, my Crown Vic is. That's, you know, that's pretty much 100%. I hop in it, I can go wherever, do whatever, good to go. I mean, eventually as time goes on, this will hopefully be the same. Obviously it's older, but it is pretty low mileage. I mean, it's actually lower mileage than my Crown Vic. So, I mean, it's not like it's that crazy high mileage on it. But, alright, enough rambling on. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.